Hey guys, it's Courtney here with King Realty and Management. We are here today to talk about 3 tips to help you to overcome a Tidewater appraisal. And I know you're like, what the heck is a Tidewater appraisal? Let me tell you about it. I'm gonna start first by telling you a little story. A couple of months ago, I had a house listed. We accepted a VA offer, meaning the buyer was using his VA loan benefits. Long story short, appraiser went out to the property and says, hey, I don't know if this house is actually worth what you guys have contracted for. I will wrap up the rest of this story here in a second. But first, let's give you a little bit of background, because in my 10 years of doing this, I've never faced this until now. So apparently there's this thing called the Tidewater Initiative, and it's been around since 2003. You learn something new every day. And basically it allows appraisers to request additional sale information before the appraisal is completed. And using the Tidewater process, it gives all parties, so the buyers and the sellers, the opportunity to provide additional information, additional sales data that could support the sale price, okay? And basically the whole point of it is it gives borrowers a opportunity to fight any low appraisals, and in essence it gives the sellers the opportunity. So let's talk about 3 things that you can do to overcome a Tidewater appraisal, meaning the appraiser just came back and said, you know what, I'm having a hard time justifying this sales price. Please help me, okay? Number 1, know your deadlines. In my particular case, and in most cases, the appraiser is going to reach out to the lender, say that the Tidewater process is initiated, and give a very specific deadline by which they need to have any additional supporting information, okay? Know this deadline, because this is crucial. They're not gonna wait around for you or your agent to provide the information for an indefinite amount of time, okay? Tip number 2, get with your agent and have them pull good comps, okay? As realtors and brokers, we have access to the multiple listing service. This is where the appraisers are pulling their information. So you gotta make sure you get with your agent and pull the comparable properties that are most similar to this property. And hopefully that data helps you in justifying the sales price. Tip number 3, make sure you provide your agent with a full list of upgrades, repairs that you have done to the property since you purchased it, okay? This is really, really important. Along with the list of items, make sure you identify when the upgrade was actually taking place, because the appraisers, they're gonna factor all of that into the report that they put together. Okay, so let me go back to the story of what happened when a couple of months ago, where they said, hey, we're having a problem justifying this price, we need more information. I did exactly these 3 things. Number 1, I knew the deadline. It was 48 hours from the time that I was notified. Number 2, I pulled some really good comps and actually put it together in the format that the appraiser used for the final report. Guys, I took all of the thinking out of it. Number 3, I had my client put together a whole list of upgrades and repairs that they've done, along with the dates of each of those items, and I put it in a pretty presentation. Literally submitted all of the packet, all of the information to the appraiser, and in a couple of days, the appraisal came back and it met value, which means the appraiser saw the data that we provided and said, yes, the property is worth this purchase price, okay? And again, this is the first time I had ever gone through the process. And I have a feeling with the market the way it is right now, appraisers are kind of cracking down a little bit, and also just being very careful in their reports, okay? So needless to say, this seller was super happy. I actually was a little bit surprised, because in my personal and professional opinion, the comps are really strong. But you know what? We had to go the extra mile. We had to put together this information. We had to go through the Tidewater process, And again, we achieved victory. So if you are a seller and you are considering accepting a VA offer, or you're a buyer using a VA loan, these 3 tips are crucial to get the home sold and to get the house that you want. If you have any questions, reach out to me, Courtney at KingRealtyTX.com. Make sure you visit our website. We have a ton of resources, KingRealtyTX.com, and you can follow us on YouTube at KingRealtyTX and on Facebook and Instagram at King Realty Texas, all spelled out. Have a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you next week.